Hey everybody. So Tim asked me to put together another video of going through the chair with a little bit of a different method. What we're going to do is we're going to create reference images, and then we're going to try to draw it off of those. So the first thing we're going to do is go over here and grab our plane. And I'm just going to go in the left view and draw this in here. And then on the left, we're gonna make this a square. So I'm just gonna do 6 foot by 6 foot, and then we are going to do a copy rotate on that from the top. Turn our angle snaps on. Angle snaps are just an easy way to why is that rotating weird? Angle snaps are just an easy way. So I'm holding shift to copy here. Angle snaps are just an easy way to get that angle reference on the top. And you want to do a copy on this one. So then we are going to move it. I don't want to move that one. I want to move this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move that plane to the back. I'm trying to move this plane to the back so you can see that now we have kind of this little area that we've cordoned off. I'm going to move both of these up actually. So now what we're going to do is select both of those, right click, object properties. And then we needed to go, instead of doing display properties by layer, let's do them by object, and unclick show frozen in gray. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply images of the table, or the chair, to these two, and then we're going to freeze it so that these don't move around while we're working. So what we're going to do, we're going to open our material editor, right click, do materials, standard, architectural, and then just double click on that, and diffuse color. So double click again out here, do maps, standard, bitmap, and I am going to load up. I went online to the blog and got the images that Tim posted up for everybody, the reference images, and just separated them out into 2 square images. So let's open that up, and then I'm going to double click on, I'll open this up just so you guys can see. My pan is being finicky, so I'm going to double click on that. And the size, I'm just going to match it to the size of those planes that we made. So now we have our material. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not a big fan of the drag and drop thing that Max has going on. So the way that I apply materials is I select it, right click on the material, and do assign material to selection. Then we're going to make another material, materials with standard architectural, same thing. Same thing over here again. We're going to do maps, standard, bitmap. Then I'm just going to do the other image, plug that into our diffuse. I'm going to select my other plane, right click on the other material, do assign material to selection. So now you notice that these aren't showing up in our references, or our images aren't showing up. So what you need to do is you need to find this little button here. It's a checkerboard with a little light bulb on it, and it says show shaded material in viewport. So we're going to click on that. I'm going to click on that. You notice it gets a little red slice on it. So now if we go in here and look, our references are showing up. So why isn't that one showing up? Oh, that's why. I forgot to go back here and change the size on that. So we'll do 6 foot by 6 foot. There we go. Okay. So now we can exit out of that. So now if you see, if I look at my left viewport here, I've got that nice reference image. If I look at my front viewport, which I guess I should have rotated these differently or whatever, but we're going to roll with it. So the nice thing is now I can select both of these, right click and do free selection. So now you see I can't select those or do anything to them, which is nice because then you have something solid to work off of. So first things first, let's get one of these legs down. So I am going to maximize our front viewport, and then I am going to spray the box. And then do Alt W to get out of there. Okay, so let's see. So I've got that selected. I'm going to go over and modify. And for width and height, I want to do something about the same. So I just typed in 2 inches, so you can see. So the problem with the way that I've done it, if you want to be super precise, you can correct this, is that I've mapped this image so that it's 6 feet tall. And I mean, given that there's probably a foot here, there's probably a foot here and a foot here, I'm not sure if that's exactly 4 feet tall. So if you really wanted to be precise, you'd have to go in there and sketch up, and then you'd have to match kind of the image size to the actual size of the chair. So I'm going to hold shift and just drag this, except for I didn't hold shift early enough. There we go. So for these ones, we're going to do copies because we need to edit them by themselves later. I'm going to do Alt W to get out of there. Select all 3 of these. So what we're going to do now is we're going to right click and do convert to editable poly. So what that's going to let us do is it's going to let us click on these. Alt W to maximize that for you guys. I just hit Z to zoom in. So you can go in here and do the face select. It's just easier for me to go to right click and do polygon. So this one we're going to need to move down. So I've got that face selected. We're just going to scooch this down. You can see I'm looking in my front viewport on the top. And then we're going to right click and do top level to get out of that object. I'm going to click on the other one, do the same thing, polygon. And then I'm going to select this bottom one. We're just going to move that up about right there. So there we go. We've got our three kind of sides.